North Lawndale, west side of Chicago, Roosevelt and Lawndale, two streets that have seen generations of struggle, loyalty, and loss. Locals know it as BeamTeam territory, but this isn't just another neighborhood name or another gang. To some, BeamTeam is a family. To others, a warning whispered after dark. And to those who's lived here long enough, it feels like a curse that keeps coming back, generation after generation. BeamTeam, or as the streets call them, 1200, CoreyTeam, and JayGang, was never supposed to become what it is now. It started small, a mix of new breeds, GDs, and TVLs coming together under one name. They stood on the corners of Roosevelt and Lawndale, trying to carve out their space in a city already divided by color, blocks, and betrayal. But soon, that name, BeamTeam, would be written in blood. It was June 7th, 2017, a Wednesday morning. Two boys stood on the sidewalk. Corey Hill, 16, Jacquez Mack, just 15. To anyone else, they were kids. To BeamTeam, they were the future. Then the silver car pulled up. A masked man stepped out with a rifle, and within seconds, the future was gone. Both boys were found riddled with bullets. The shooter got back into his car and disappeared, as if swallowed by the city itself. That day, 1200 became JayGang and CoreyTeam, not out of pride, but out of grief.
Tragedy on the west side, two teenagers gunned down. It happened today in the 1200 block of South Lawndale in the city's North Lawndale neighborhood. Eyewitness News reporter John Garcia live with the latest developments. John?
Rob, apparently a masked gunman is the person who got out of a car in the North Lawndale neighborhood, right on Lawndale, just near Roosevelt. He got out with a rifle, we're told from police, opened fire, hitting each of the victims multiple times.
Detectives searched the street looking for evidence. The yellow markers indicate shell casings, and there are dozens. Witnesses say a lone gunman may have used an assault weapon to fire at the two teenage victims. 15-year-old Jacquez Mack and 16-year-old Corey Hill were hit with multiple shots before being pronounced dead at a nearby hospital.
It saddens my heart to see what's going on in this community. Child after child, life being taken due to the hand of gun violence. It's sickening, it's sad. Every day, every other week, somebody getting killed. That's crazy. And our kids can't even come out and play.
Relatives say the two victims were longtime friends. They were standing on the sidewalk when the gunman drove up. It's unclear whether they were supposed to be in school at a little after 9 o'clock this morning when they were shot. No one is speculating on who may have wanted them killed or why. Neither of them lived in this neighborhood, but they may have been visiting relatives who do live on the block. Witnesses say the gunman stood over the victims, continuing to fire shots as they lay dying. He then got in his car and fled the neighborhood.
It's really heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying? Somebody just lost their child, their brother. You know, it just makes no sense.
Police have very little in the way of a description of the suspect other than the fact that he was wearing a mask to hide his identity. He fled in a silver-colored car, and obviously at this point police have no one in custody.
From that moment on, it was as if something had been unleashed. One by one, young names began to fall. Paris Purtis, 17, ambushed in 2018. Damari Purdue, 16, gone that same year. Corey Hill, known as 30, shot in the head near Roosevelt. And each time, the same question whispered across North Lawndale. Was it revenge or was it the curse? Because the bullets didn't stop. They followed the name wherever 1200 went. May 12th, 2019, outside a party in Maywood. Music still playing, red cups on the curb. Then, chaos. A teenage boy falls, Robert Franklin Jr., known as Lil Lord or Man Man. He was only 17. Shot outside what was supposed to be a celebration party. Some say it was random, others claim it was connected. But in 1200, nothing feels random anymore. The older heads tried to guide the young ones, but even they weren't safe. Jonathan Stamps, known as Jay Reed, wasn't a kid. He was 36. He was the father of one of the young 1200 members, J-Man, shot and killed outside a gas station on Roosevelt Road, a place where people used to gather for laughs, for music. Now it's remembered as another scene taped off in yellow. Even age couldn't protect you. Even blood couldn't buy peace. Years after the first killings, the same names still echo. King Foe, gone at 25, shot on the Eisenhower Expressway.
Right now at 4, a 25-year-old is dead after a shooting early this morning on the Eisenhower Expressway. That shooting shut down the Paulina Street ramp for hours as police investigated.
Officers say several hours after the shooting, no one is in custody. CBS 2's Darius Johnson is live for us along the Ike where it happened. Darius.
Good afternoon, Jim and Marie. I can tell you this now marks the 7th shooting on an expressway just 18 days into the new year. And this one is fatal, sadly continuing a trend for the Ike. Just before 3:30 this morning, the ramp to Paulina Street off the Ike was shut down after shots were fired. More than 24 shell casings were left behind and the shooter was nowhere to be found. The victim is dead. We spoke to a Loyola University professor who tracks shootings on expressways in Chicago. He says they're so common due to the ease of access and disappearance.
You can shoot at someone, hit them, be at 70 miles an hour and on the off-ramp within seconds, and then have your vehicle disappear into general traffic or parked on the street.
According to data from Illinois State Police, some of the most common expressways in Chicago for shootings are the Ike, the Dan Ryan, and the Bishop Ford. That expert says it's because all of them run parallel to high crime neighborhoods.
Baby D, just 23, gunned down at sunrise in North Lawndale. Different years, different shooters, same outcome. Some of the old heads call it fate. Others say 1200 was marked the moment Jay and Corey fell. But what no one can explain is why the bloodshed keeps circling back to the same block, the same name, the same curse. In Chicago, names fade fast, mirrors peel, corners change hands, but BeamTeam 1200, their story lingers. It's told quietly between friends who've seen too much. A warning about how fast youth can vanish, how grief can turn into legacy. No one knows who started it, no one knows who'll end it. But one thing's certain, every few years, the curse of 1200 rises again. And somewhere on the corner of Roosevelt and Lawndale, someone new is waiting, hoping not to be the next name added to the list. Alright y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the crazy story of BeamTeam 1200. Hey man, get in that comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Drillers and trappers, we outside trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!